Recently, a mom wrote to me, "Dear therapist mommy, I'm beyond embarrassed to write this, but I don't know who else to run to. Mr. and I were in a moment on our bed. It was near midnight, and our bub, who sleeps in the other room and was sound asleep, had suddenly walked in on us. Trying not to use the word, but we were not in the best position, although thankfully we did have a few clothes on. We guess he stood there for a good 20 seconds before I saw him and screamed. I have now put him back to sleep, but I don't know how much of what all he saw. How much will he remember? I feel so guilty and ashamed. Oh God, I hate this. Please help." Dear mommy, this is every parent's nightmare, but it can be a teachable moment about intimacy in relationships. How you handle the situation, of course, will depend on the specific circumstances, the age of the child, and the relationship you have built up to that point. No matter what age your child is at the time, it's unhelpful to yell, get angry, or act ashamed. Sex is natural, and just because adults have a need for privacy does not mean that sex is shameful. Kids pick up immediately on our emotional reactions, and the weirder we act, the more fearful or grossed out they will be. Here are some tips for handling your child walking in on you having sex. 1. Stay cool. The one thing you don't want to do is panic or act surprised. If you look anxious or totally embarrassed, then your child can pick up the emotion and think something bad might have happened. Instead, greet them with your usual hello or "Hey bud, didn't see you standing there," in a casual tone as you pull your sheets up. Avoid any strong reactions and stay cool. 2. Wait for your child's reaction. If it happens to be in the middle of the night when it's dark enough that your child did not see too much detail, wait for their reaction before you jump into making an excuse or ask what they saw. If your child is very young, there's a good chance they didn't even see enough to process what's going on. Switch the conversation to something usual, such as, "Did you have another nightmare, Shwiri?" Or "Did you want something to eat, beta?" 3. The next day. Ask your child, "Do you remember coming into our bedroom last night?" If they remember, ask them what they think was happening. You could try saying, "What do you think we were doing when you came in?" Do let the child know they did nothing wrong by walking in. 4th, give age-appropriate explanation. If your child is under the age of 7 or 8, you can say, "Your dad and I were getting intimate," which is what all mommies and daddies do when they care for each other. If they don't remember a thing, you can just leave it at that. It is up to you, but don't ever tell lies. If your child is over the age of 7 or 8, you should probably explain what they saw. This is the age where kids can start to feel uncomfortable talking about sex with parents. So they might just shrug it off, or they might just say that they saw nothing. Let your child know that they did nothing wrong and explain to them that you were having sex, which is something that parents like to do. And if you haven't yet spoken with your child about sex, then it is a great time to start. Talking about sex does not mean talking about intercourse specifically. For an 8 to 10-year-old child, talking about sex means talking about their body, what is appropriate to be done in private, for example, masturbation, what is appropriate to be done in public, what is, stuff like kissing, or what is child sexual abuse. Talk to them about consent. Kids this age hit puberty, so it's extremely important that we come from an informed place, from a scientific place, and don't let our embarrassment shield our answers. Good luck.